The Buddha sat beneath the Bodhi tree, his serene expression reflecting peace and compassion towards all beings. His presence drew disciples, eager to listen and learn the profound wisdom that emanated from his teachings. The gentle rustling of leaves above framed the tranquil morning. As a solemn voice broke the silence, one disciple, Ananda, spoke, his voice trembling with urgency and concern for the village enduring famine and despair. "Master," Ananda began, "the villagers suffer from hunger and hopelessness. Their plight seems unbearable to witness without extending our aid." The Buddha's deep eyes met Ananda's, his face compassionate yet unfaltering, filled with insight and understanding. "Ananda," the Buddha spoke softly, "a wheel that turns unevenly cannot support the cart, causing it to falter on its journey." The disciples reflected deeply, trying to grasp the metaphor woven into their master's words. Ananda replied, his voice now contemplative, "The cart wobbles and cannot progress forward, reliant upon balanced support from the wheels turning." The Buddha's gentle nod affirmed Ananda's interpretation, as he further expounded the nature of balance and connection. Just as imbalance leads to discord, the failure to provide balanced giving creates more suffering and prevents harmony. His teaching pierced through their thoughts, cultivating profound reflections on the interconnectedness of the world's challenges. Charity without wisdom is pouring water into a broken pot. Efforts squandered without care for restoring enduring balance, Buddha continued. With such wisdom, their decision to respond as disciples transformed into a unified call for restoring hope and healing. The Buddha led his disciples to the village, where signs of devastation from famine framed every corner of existence. Amidst hunger-ridden eyes and tear-streaked faces, the reality of suffering deepened their resolve to act compassionately. The villagers gathered beneath a towering tree, listening intently to the visitors bringing hope in words and deeds. Just as the bee collects nectar without harming the flower, Buddha shared, sustaining oneself requires neither greed nor harm to others. His teachings carried through the air like whispers of the wind, fostering hope in the villagers yearning for understanding. Support each other, for the river sustains the fields, forming bonds vital for survival within a community. Sow its seeds in your heart, nurture them, and let their fruits guide your actions. The merchant frowned slightly. For the disciples, seeing transformation led them toward profound realizations of charity paired with wisdom and compassionate empowerment. Within the teachings reflected, interconnectedness became not only an idea but a living practice intertwined within social responsibility. The lesson vibrated through the lives of many, shaping paths to aid not through superiority but shared existence. The Buddha's teachings continued as steadfast offerings to disciples who dedicated themselves to walk with compassion. Another day, another journey unfolded as the Buddha and his disciples visited the home of Sudatta, a wealthy merchant. Sudatta welcomed them warmly, offering fruits and water to refresh them after their travels across the dusty roads. During the meal, Sudatta revealed his inner turmoil, sharing fears of ruin should he act compassionately. "Master," Sudatta began, his voice tinged with hesitation, "I see beggars near my home, yet giving too much may harm my own family." The Buddha gazed at Sudatta with patience, his tranquil demeanor revealing no judgment, only readiness to impart his wisdom. The Buddha began softly, his tone calming the room. "Sudatta, what happens when a farmer hoards his grain but neglects the seeds for planting?" Sudatta pondered the question, his brow furrowing with contemplation, before replying cautiously, "Master, the farmer may prosper temporarily, but his fields would yield nothing in the seasons to follow." "You are correct, Sudatta," the Buddha continued, his voice resonating gently. "Abundance without sharing is a wealth that rots rather than multiplies." The disciples listened attentively, appreciating the depth of the teaching woven into metaphors reflecting life's natural cycles. Sudatta spoke again, his voice seeking clarity. Are you asking me to give away all I possess, risking hardship and hunger for those in need? The Buddha's eyes held compassion as he responded. Not so, Sudatta. Balance is the path that ensures survival and flourishing for individuals and communities alike. The Buddha's serene smile reflected his understanding, as he unfolded a story to illustrate the balance required in all acts of giving. Once there was a lamp that burned brightly, nourished by neither excessive oil nor deprived of its supply entirely. Sudatta nodded, his expression softening as the wisdom settled into his heart, seeking to find balance in his actions. The Buddha's voice deepened, imbued with gentleness yet authority. The prosperous enrich not only others but themselves when they uplift the world around them. Compassionately, Sudatta resolved to adopt this balance, investing in building wells and roads for the community while preserving sustenance for his family. The transformation inspired disciples, reflecting not only on Sudatta's joy but the strengthening bonds woven through compassionate responsibility. Sudatta's newfound peace spread like ripples, extending opportunities to beggars and hope to communities near and far. The Buddha's teaching carried enduring weight, cultivating harmony amidst those willing to embrace interconnected living. Through understanding balance, responsibility became empowering rather than daunting, a truth illuminating paths forward. The Buddha and disciples journeyed onward, hearts uplifted by witnessing the profound effect of Sudatta's awakening to compassionate balance. Their steps, though heavy from travel, resonated lightness in spirit, fueled by transformations now echoing throughout lives touched by the teachings. Another day, another quiet morning unfolded as the Buddha and his disciples rested at a forest monastery near a small village. A young woman named Maya approached with humility, carrying a basket of threads and cloth she had woven during sleepless nights. Maya knelt before the Buddha, her voice trembling with weariness and sorrow, seeking guidance for her struggling life. Master, Maya began, I weave from sunrise to sunset, yet my labor barely feeds my family. I see no meaning. The Buddha's gaze softened as he regarded Maya, his compassion encompassing her struggles, his silence inviting her to continue speaking. I toil endlessly, yet it feels futile, Maya lamented, her rough hands clasping the edge of her basket as tears formed. The Buddha reached for a thread from the basket, holding it lightly between his fingers, his expression thoughtful yet serene. Maya, the Buddha said gently, what happens if a thread in your loom is weak or breaks during weaving? Maya hesitated, her mind searching for meaning. Before answering, the cloth unravels, its strength lost, making it useless and incomplete. The Buddha nodded, acknowledging her understanding, and continued, each thread is vital, not only to the cloth but as a symbol of its interconnectedness. His words, though simple, resonated with profound clarity, offering Maya a new perspective on her labor and its purpose. Your weaving provides warmth and dignity to others, the Buddha explained, his voice calm yet powerful, a contribution sustaining humanity itself. Maya listened intently, her weary heart beginning to feel lighter, her hands no longer burdened by their endless toil. The Buddha placed the thread back into Maya's basket, carefully, as though it were a precious jewel deserving great reverence. Recognize the worth in your work, he urged, and understand the interwoven fabric of existence that binds all beings together. Maya's tears flowed freely now, no longer of despair but of enlightenment, as she bowed deeply before the Buddha in gratitude. Inspired by his teachings, she resolved to share her skills with others in the village, teaching weaving as both craft and purpose. The disciples watched as Maya departed, carrying not just her basket, but the transformative wisdom gifted through her encounter with the Buddha. Later that evening, the Buddha addressed his disciples under the soft glow of the rising moon. Sharing reflections on the day's events, social responsibility, the Buddha began, is not merely an obligation but a thread in the loom of life itself. The disciples sat in reverent silence, their minds absorbing the teachings unfolding like a flower blooming in the moonlight. Each thread carries equal importance, the Buddha continued, for the whole cannot hold if even one part is neglected or broken. His words illuminated the essence of interconnectedness, showing how every action, however small, impacts the greater whole. The disciples pondered their roles within the vast interconnected tapestry, their hearts swelling with a newfound sense of purpose and resolve. They understood that Maya's transformation was not hers alone but reflected a universal truth, binding all beings. The Buddha's voice softened as he concluded, "Weave your threads with compassion and wisdom, for only then can the fabric of life hold together." The disciples bowed deeply, committing themselves to carry this wisdom forward in their own actions, spreading its light like ripples in water. Thus, the teachings on interconnectedness and compassionate labor became not just words but seeds planted within the lives they touched. As the forest echoed with the sounds of night, the disciples reflected on the beauty of social responsibility shared through simple yet profound acts. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.